Hello students, I am here with another video from the chapter of class 10 Science NCERT book, that is How Do Organisms Reproduce. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all things we have discussed in this chapter. So we have discussed about the word, what is the meaning of the word reproduction, which means that to increase in number. How are these organisms going to increase in their number? So we found that there are two basic modes of reproduction, that is the asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. So we are discussing about the asexual modes of reproduction in the lower organisms first. Okay. So in this we saw there are different methods like fission, then budding. Then after that we saw spore formation, fragmentation, and regeneration. And basic difference as well as in which organisms, which kind of the asexual mode of reproduction is going to take place, that I have already discussed. Fine. Then after that we have also discussed about the term called the term known as vegetative propagation. Now what does this mean? Vegetative propagation means there is another way of asexual mode of reproduction in the higher organisms. Higher organisms means especially in the plants. Okay, so where we can see that these plants are going to develop from the vegetative parts. Now what are these vegetative parts? Vegetative part means it is the root, stem, and leaves. Okay, now then we saw that there are two ways of vegetative propagation. One is the natural way, another one was the artificial way. In the natural way, we have seen that it takes place in the nature on its own because of the presence of the different parts, vegetative parts like root, stem, and leaves in various plants, where they are going to develop into a new organism and it could increase in its number. So that also comes under vegetative, which also comes under the asexual mode of reproduction. Then in the last, we were discussing about the different, we were discussing about the artificial mode of vegetative propagation, in which we saw about cutting, layering, and grafting. Okay, so in cutting, we saw that one of the stem, the hardwoody stem, is going to be cut into different small portions with the nodes and internodes present in it. Now, once the nodes and internodes are present, then what happens? It is going to be sown into the soil, and once the season comes, or it is having the favorable conditions, then what happens? It is going to grow into a new plant. Fine. After that, next thing we saw about layering. In layering, we are just bending one branch of a plant, and we are just layering it into the soil. Okay, and then after that it is going to be detached from the parent plant. And lastly we saw about this. Okay, in grafting also I gave you the examples that two varieties of the same plant are being taken with the good characteristics. One is known as the good root system. If it is having a good root system, it is said to be as the stock. And another plant with the same variety, but it has some other good qualities. Okay, so it is known as the scion. So this the stalk and the scion are being attached with the help of the different things, different important nutrients. And then after some time we will see that there are the branches, or there would be a development of a new type of plant, new variety, which would be having both the good characteristics in one plant. Okay, so this was about grafting. And then after that we saw this tissue culture, which is drawn over here. So we have seen that how is this tissue culture going to take place. So children, I'm going to discuss about this topic only today, because it is it was not being explained properly yesterday. So I'll took up this topic again today. Okay, so I'll take up the explanation regarding this tissue culture right now. Okay, so here in the tissue culture, what is the meaning of the word tissue culture? First of all, so tissue culture means it is a way by which the tissue is being developed. Okay, now how is this tissue being developed? You know that tissue means it is a group of cells. Okay, it is a group of cells performing specialized functions. If it is going to perform the specialized functions, it means it is said to be as a tissue. Now once the tissues are being developed, and it is where it is going to develop, is it developing in the nature, or it is developing inside some laboratories, or what? So if we are seeing this tissue culture, we will see that these tissues are being developed in the laboratories, In the laboratories inside these culture tubes, there are long test tubes. So these test tubes are these are known the special test tubes, and they are known as the culture tubes. Okay, so these culture tubes will have the culture media in it. Culture media means it is having certain solution. These solutions are made up of various it is made up of various important nutrients. It would have hormone in it, it would have nutrients in it, it would have minerals in it. So because of the presence of all these things inside this culture media, the tissues are being transplanted, the tissues are being kept here inside in this culture media. Once the tissue is being kept, means 8 to 10 cells when it becomes, it is going to be placed inside this culture media. Now if this culture media is suitable for the growth of this small tissue, which is a group of cell now, so what happens, it starts dividing. When it starts dividing, it is going to grow in a small mass of tissues. Now this small mass of tissue would be converted in the form of plantlet. Okay, now what happens, what it is being done, so this tissue culture is a method of biological research in which a fragment of tissue from the plant is being transferred. Even the animal's tissue is also being transferred, but we are not studying here because we are studying under vegetative propagation, so we are not going to take up the animal part over here. I'm just telling you about how is this vegetative propagation taking place here. Okay, so what happens here also, the tissues of the plant is being transferred into an artificial environment. This is again an artificial environment. This is not present in the nature. This is being present inside the laboratories, and we human beings are involved in this. Okay, why? Because it is because of us. It is because of the human beings we are able to form these tissues, and then we are transferring it into a culture tube. Where is this culture tube coming? This culture tube again is being maintained. Having this culture media in it by the human beings. So there are certain, at each step, each and every step, the human beings are involved in this. That is why it is said to be as artificial mode of vegetative propagation. Okay, now next what you have to see is, what you have to understand here is that the culture tissue may be single, or it could be for a population of different parts. Okay, means it could be single celled, means if we are doing this tissue culture, it could be done for the single cell, or it could be done for a complete part. Means we, if we require the desired characteristic, all the desired characteristics, as I discussed, that why we are doing this tissue culture, children, what is the need of doing this tissue culture? So the need of doing this tissue culture is that if we require good qualities, good characteristics in one single plant. Okay, now what good characteristics that I have discussed yesterday only, if it should have, the plant should have a good root system, it should have a good shoot system, it could have it should be disease resistant. Then if it is disease resistant, it could be temperature resistance. Okay, many things, many good characters could be there. So I have told some of these good characters which should be present in the desired seed. Now how is this desired seed being produced, how is this desired plant being produced? We will take up all the tissues, we'll take up all the tissues, all the desired tissues actually, desired cells and the gene. Now we will combine all these things, and we will become we will form one desired tissue group of cells. Now these group of cells will be transferred into the culture media, and this culture medium is going to have all the important nutrients which is going to support the growth of these tissues. Okay children, now what next we have to do, we have to just monitor the growth of this small tissue. Fine. Now with, when we are monitoring the growth of these small tissues, what would happen, it is going to start developing, it starts its growth, and once it starts its development, we are going to take out from this test tube, we will be transferring into the different place. Okay, now this, if it takes a size for plantlet, means if it is of a good size inside this culture tube, then what happens, we will transfer this from the culture tube into the natural environment, we'll plant it into the soil, we'll keep these plantlets, we'll grow these plantlets into the soil. Once it is being adapted to grow in the soil, children, we would feel that this experiment is successful. Okay, it is going to divide and it is going to form a plantlet, and once it is going to form a plant, then we will be transferring it into the soil, into the natural environment, and then we will test it whether it is going to be I mean adapted in that particular soil or not. Okay, As you could see that small children are there, our parents don't let them go out from in the in I mean, even for the for playing also, even these small children, small kids are not allowed to go out alone. Okay, why they're not allowed to go out alone? Because they are very young in their age, and they don't know who is right and who is wrong. Okay, so similarly here also, these plants are very small, they don't know about the things which are present in the soil. So what happens, the training is being given as it to the child, that to whom you have to talk, what you have to talk, and then to at what distance you have to go for playing. Okay, you know, there is no need to go far off place with somebody, and don't talk to unknown people. Okay, we just train the children. Okay, similarly these plants are also trained children. So if we are training these plants not to means how to tackle the conditions, how to adapt with the conditions, we are going to put them into the soil first in a small patch. Inside the lab only they are being tested. Once they pass this test, they will be transferred into the new environment, and then we will see that yes, of course, they will, are they able to survive in this condition or not. If they survive, if they pass this test, then the desired plant is ready for the different cultivation. Okay, so this is how, the with the help of this tissue culture children, we can produce a significant amount of, with a large number of population could be produced. Okay, now what are the advantages of this tissue culture? The very first advantage of this tissue culture is that, so this was about the explanation regarding tissue culture. Now children, what is the advantage? What do you feel? What are the advantages of this tissue culture? So the advantage of tissue culture means, what are the merits of this? What are the merits of this tissue culture? The first merit is that it can develop large population. Large population of plant could be developed at one point. Okay, fine. Large population of the plant could be developed at one time. Suppose that, because we are producing these plants in the test tube children, we are producing these plants in the test tube, so we could take hundreds of test tube, we could produce those hundreds of plantlet once one I mean in a one go. Okay, so if we take up culture media in 100 tubes, you could even, okay, if you take these culture media in different number of tubes, test tubes or the culture tubes, then at the same time you can produce so many number of plantlets, so many number of plants with the desired characteristic children. Okay, so this is how, this is the very first merit of this tissue culture. Next merit, next good thing regarding this, or advantage regarding this tissue culture, is that second thing is desired variety could be produced. Desired variety can be produced. We can obtain the desired variety. Okay, desired variety means we know that which kind of plant we require and what kind of characteristics it should have. So we can organize the kinds of tissue in it, and then we can easily understand which type of desired variety we want, and are they going to be produced in the same number or not. Okay, next thing is that these plants are, plants are disease disease resistant. Okay, these plants are disease resistant. Now why they are disease resistant? Because we are producing the desired variety, that is why we will be producing them as a disease resistant. They can withstand with the drought and the flood like conditions for some time. Okay, so all these are the merits. Even demerits are there, they are short lived ones. These, if the tissue culture fails at a very primary level, means if the culture medium is, all these things has to be done in a very sophisticated manner. Sophisticated manner means they are to be performed in a very sterile manner, means there should be no infection should be there inside any of the things which we are using. Okay, neither in the culture media, nor in the culture tubes, nor in the tissues. So because they're very young and tender, so they are very much prone to catch these kinds of disease or infection. And once the culture is having, or it is being contaminated with some disease or with some infection, then what would happen? The whole culture medium would be destroyed in one go. How much cost it is requiring for producing the culture media, children, no, doesn't matter. If once the infection would happen in that culture media, or any kind at any stage of this tissue culture, the whole tissue culture technique would be destroyed. Okay, so we need to start from step number one. Okay, so it is done in a very sterile condition, in a very hygienic condition. Okay, so and that should be taken good care. Okay, so they require good care also. You regard when they are in the tissue, when they are in the tissue form, or when they are in the culture tubes. Once they are present in the environment, then they require less care. Okay, they require less care. Similarly, what are the different advantages and disadvantages of cutting, layering and grafting also we should discuss right now, because after this tissue culture I'll move on to the next topic that would not be regarding this connection with this topic. I'll move on to a very separate topic. Fine. So here, this tissue culture, what is the advantage of grafting, layering, cutting, all these, or we can say that what is the advantages and disadvantages of the complete part, that is the vegetative propagation. Advantages of vegetative propagation. Okay, now what is the advantage of vegetative propagation, children? So the very first advantage of this vegetative propagation is that here the number could be increased in a desired amount. Means if we require a large number of plants, or the tree, large number of plants or the seeds, we can easily take we can easily take the help of this vegetative propagation, children. Okay. So the very first advantage regarding this vegetative propagation is that the first thing is it is very rapid. Okay, it takes less time. It takes less time. Fine, it requires very less time for its generation. Then the next is next advantage of this vegetative propagation is that it requires, it will produce genetically, it produces genetically identical, it produces genetically identical plants. Means they are very much similar to their parent. Okay, so they are very much similar to their parent. Next thing is that we could even also get the better variety. Better variety could be, we can get the better variety. Next, what is it? Next part is that, what is the next advantage? We can produce disease-free plants, can be disease-free seeds could be maintained using this vegetative propagation. Okay, so this is another advantage. Next advantage could be flowering and fruit formation is early. Okay, flowering and fruit formation, is early. Now, why it is early fruit formation? As I told that it takes less time. Why it takes less time? See, children, it's very easy concept that why it takes less time. We'll discuss this. It takes less time for vegetative propagation. See, don't forget we have also studied about the role, or I mean the culture, uh, the stem cutting and the layering also. Okay, so we have also studied about the cutting and layering. Now, if we feel that this cutting and layering means cutting, we require this much big stem for the culture. Okay, for cutting, even for layering also we take up mature plants. So this becomes in a very advantageous manner that if we are taking the mature plant children, then the time consumption, the even the energy consumption, the manure consumption, the cost also becomes very it is cut short. Fine. Why? Because you require to grow a small seed and you are growing a big stem. There is a difference between, so it is going to take the less time for the development that is already grown up. So the time regarding the development from the seed till it becomes a stem, it is going to be it is going to be completed at, it is not going to be present over there when we are doing this artificial vegetative propagation. Okay, or simply we can say that if we are doing this vegetative propagation, then the plants the plants which in which they are getting mature, that time is being decreased. So if the time is being decreased, automatically it takes less time for the growth. Okay, because you are already growing a grown plant. You're already growing a new plant from a grown plant. Already it has this much big long, it has a this much long stem, and from this much long stem only it is going to develop into a new branch. Okay, so time taken from the development of this small plant to this much big stem, it takes some time, isn't it? It takes some days to grow this much. So we are decreasing those days. So the plant which is developing from this vegetative propagation, they require very less time. Fine. Similarly, they are very much similar to their parent. Why they are similar to their parent? Because they have been developed from the similar plant, from the same plant. One branch we are taking out, we are putting it into the soil, and then it grows, starts growing, and it becomes a big tree. Next is here it is the big good variety, the better variety is also produced. Okay, now better variety is also produced. Why? Because we are taking the desired characteristic in the tissue culture. Okay, we are taking desired characteristic in the grafting. Fine, so here we are joining some desired characteristics. That is why it is said to be as the, because the plants would have a good or better, will be of better quality, with a disease free condition would also be there, because this would also be coming under our desire only. Fine. Next is that flowering and fruit formation will also be early. Why? Because the same thing, it takes less time because we have already planted a plant which is already being it is already having the it has attained some height, it has already been grown. Okay, so this is about the advantages of vegetative propagation. Okay, so these were some of the advantages. You can add up more advantages if you are finding it from somewhere. Okay, or if you feel like some more advantages are there, you can even add to these to this list. There are many more, I have still left with it, so you can find out and add in this point. Now we have seen the advantage regarding this vegetative propagation. Now we'll see the disadvantage of this vegetative propagation, children. Okay, there are certain disadvantage also, and now what are these disadvantage? Let's find out. So I think there could be some disadvantage or not. I mean, according to you people, are there any disadvantage in this vegetative propagation or not? Disadvantage of vegetative propagation. Okay, now what are the disadvantage of this vegetative propagation? Let's find out. The first thing is that it requires cost. Its cost is high. Since they are produced in the laboratories, they will be charged extra. Why? Because they require skilled labor. Second thing, they require skilled hands. Okay, I mean, they require skilled techniques. And the techniques which are being used for the cost of tissue culture and all, it is very costly. Fine, so it requires cost. Then again, it requires skilled hands. Then more care is required. More care is required when they are very small initially. Fine, they require very when they are very small, they require care. Even each plant, they require more time. more time to cultivate each plant. Okay, when we require the desired characteristic children, then each plant has to be taken care of. Each plant is taken into consideration, and then according to each plant the varieties are being made. Okay, so this is how the varieties are being decided, and we can easily we cannot propagate these plants very easily, children. Okay, so they require a large they require a very skilled hand first of all. Then they also require more time for cultivation. So this was about the some of the advantages and disadvantage regarding this vegetative propagation. Okay, next thing is that some of the plants where the vegetative propagation has also played a very important role, means the seedless, even seedless fruits are being produced these days. It is the way by which this is the way this is possible because of vegetative propagation. We have taken the desired tissues which were we have deleted the genes which were producing seeds. Okay, we can see seedless grapes nowadays, seedless bananas are there. Okay, and then similarly we can see that now the seeds in the oranges are also being disappearing. So this is possible because of the vegetative propagation. We have deleted the gene. So if we are taking the desired genes, it means we will not take the gene which is required for the synthesis of the seeds. So there means these, now the disadvantage regarding that would be the seeds which are being produced. Seeds are sterile. Seeds which are being produced from these vegetatively propagated plants, they are sterile in nature. Sterile means they would not be able to produce the new plants now. So this is again a disadvantage because we will have a very less amount of seeds because we are directly producing the plant. We'll take up the plant and then we will be easily be planting in it, and then we would be able to produce different varieties of plant, children. Okay, so this could be the some of the advantages and disadvantage regarding the vegetative propagation. Okay, I have taken up all the advantages and disadvantages at the same time. I mean, I have not uh, differentiated the disadvantage and advantage of cutting, layering and grafting differently. Okay, I have taken it all together. So if the question comes regarding the difference between the vegetative propagation, then difference between what is the advantage of the cutting, layering, grafting. Okay, so you could even write down the difference which is present in the cutting, layering and grafting. Okay, so what would be the advantage of cutting, layering and grafting? See, one of the advantage regarding this cutting, layering and grafting is that when we are producing these types of plants, they are produced in a large manner only. Why? Because it takes very less time, because the time taken for the growth of the plant, we are already planting a big tree. Okay, I mean big plant, not the tree, we are planting a big plant. Okay, so we are taking the part from a big plant. So the time which is being produced, which is being used to make that plant viable, now that has been decreased. Okay, it will take some time when it is growing from the seed to a plant. Fine, that has been reduced. So this is the advantage of the vegetative propagation if we take the advantage of this cutting or layering. Okay, now the next topic which I'm going to start is, with this your asexual mode of reproduction in plants is over. Now I'll start with the next mode of reproduction, that is the okay, what is the meaning of the word sexual mode of reproduction? Now we'll start with this. Now we have seen the asexual mode of reproduction just now, that there are different varieties of plants in the nature which is undergoing, which all, and the basic requirement of each and every plant is that to increase in its number. So they are also increasing in its number with the help of the different varieties, with the help of different techniques. Now one of the technique which we have just now seen, which we have seen in the class previously, is that asexual mode of reproduction. Now I will move on to the next mode of reproduction. This is the sexual mode of reproduction where the gametes are involved. Gametes are required. Okay, now this has to be studied in the, we have studied the asexual mode of reproduction in the plants. We will discuss the sexual mode of reproduction in plants. Okay, in plants first. So with this, in plants, the sexual mode of reproduction takes place in multicellular plant. Okay, which are big plants. In this, only this multicellular plants are going to produce different types of gametes which is required. Okay, here we can say either gamete, or here we can say individuals. Individuals are required. Two individuals are required. Okay, and they are producing different cells, which the special cells which is required for the sexual mode of reproduction, they are known as the gametes. Okay, so we'll talk about all these things in the next class. So we have started this topic just now, so it is not going to be completed in today's video. I'll take up the same topic in the next video with the, I mean, tomorrow's video would be about regarding the sexual mode of reproduction in plants. Okay, so that's all for today's video, children. I have discussed about the tissue culture and the advantages and the disadvantage of the vegetative propagation in today's video. Okay, children, so that's all for today. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topic to be discussed.